Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Coach Kyle for Team Cosmic Bodies, and today I'm going to be going over macro counting 101. So let's just say you're a new client of mine, you're a new athlete of mine, and you ask me, hey, I don't really know much how to count macros or calories, and yeah, what is your basic tips to just kind of get into a groove of things? And you're super motivated and you're super consistent and ready to get down to work. Okay, so I guess what you need to think about is, I get this question all the time. Do you need a food scale? And I even get this a lot, like, do you need a food scale do you need a food scale? I guess is the question. I was thinking about like physique competitors, but yeah, just in general, do you need a food scale? And I would say yes, I would. I would say yes. In the beginning, you do. Because there's going to be steps to this. There's going to be levels to this, and how you can make this more habitual, how you can make this easier, how you can make it intuitive, right? But in the beginning, it's nice to count your macros. It's nice to have an electric food scale. You can buy it for $20 at Walmart or Target or wherever, Amazon, and you need to either buy, or download some type of app like MyFitnessPal or My Macros, or have a notebook where you're writing with pen and paper or pencil or whatever, and you're tracking your intake. Because you don't really know what's the energy in calories right now. You don't know necessarily that there's 20 or 30 carbs in an orange. All right? You need to learn this. How much fat is in a banana, and it's how much carbohydrates is in it, and how much protein is in it, so we can meet those macro goals for your physique goals, for your strength goals. You need to hit these macros. So macros counting 101, I would definitely buy a food scale. I would definitely download some type of app. I do think these help out a lot in the beginning, and it is tough in the beginning, right? So in the beginning, you download MyFitnessPal and you have nothing in your library. You need to start using that app. It's just like everything. I mean, when you first get this iPhone, when you first get that new app, it's like, okay, how do I work this thing? And then after you start using it, you're like, oh, I love it. It's so easy. That's exactly what MyFitnessPal does. So the more you use it, you can save recipes on there. You can have this library where you can just look up something like blueberries and it's already saved in there. So yes, the first couple weeks of using MyFitnessPal will be a little bit difficult or just more time consuming because you have to plug things in to your library. But once you start eating the same foods, like you're eating similar foods, it gets a lot easier. And yeah, there's a barcode scanner on MyFitnessPal. So if you're using, processed foods, you can easily scan things. But here's the extra tips. I mean, for my clients, I send them over PDFs, I send them over spreadsheets, I send them over audio recordings, like, something like this, where I discuss extra tips. So whether you need to be, measuring something raw or cooked, you just want to keep it consistent. So I guess a few tips would be, I would measure my meat, cooked chicken. I would look up cooked chicken, USDA, grams or ounces. That's literally what I'll look up. And then I would just use the same one all the time. And it's funny because I actually know the numbers in my head of how much grams of protein and fat is in 1 ounce of chicken, just in my head already, just from counting over the years. But yeah, I would be using meat and cooked. I would be doing even rice. I would do it cooked because that's consistent. I mean, if you go out to a restaurant, you'd be like, oh, what was this raw? Or if you're cooking in bulk, it's hard to just be measuring out your rice in raw and measuring out your your chicken in raw all the time. And so there are going to be times where you want to measure things more raw, like oatmeal and nuts and I guess a couple big things is protein powder. Yeah, you'd want to weigh it in grams and not necessarily track just the scoop, because sometimes those can be really off. So again, it depends on your goal and how specific you want to be for tracking your intake. But in the end, you want to make it consistent. I find that a lot of people are tracking rice wrong. They're making it they're making it more difficult than they need to with trying to do raw meat all the time. Because right, if you look at on top of the nutrition facts for that meat, it's usually for it in raw. It's sitting there. So you just need to look it up on your MyFitnessPal as cooked, filet mignon ounces. Yeah, I just went fancy on you and had the filet mignon. So yeah, you want to be having these in your MyFitnessPal, these recipes, and then it becomes a lot easier, and you start to know what's in food. You start to know so it gets easier when you're out and about and you're like, oh, that's 6 ounces of chicken, I'm going to type that in, I'm going to estimate it. And the reason why this is so good for your goals is because imagine being able to have more flexibility and be able to eat different foods, and then you still at the end of the night, no matter what your goal is, you could be like, oh, I have some food left. I have food left that I can eat. Because sometimes when you go out to lunch and you have a lunch, you're like, you don't know how to eat that later that night, and you just say fuck it, and you have, ice cream and all that. When you could be like, oh no, I have like a good amount of macros left. I can make a meal for myself and then still be accountable and stick to my plan and not necessarily gain body fat. So that's why counting your macros and having, this idea of what you're intaking matters so much. I think the next level too to that is having habitual meals. If you're in a gaining phase, or if you're in a cutting phase, you have habitual go-to meals that you go to, habitual food sources, right? So if you're bulking, you might be eating more bananas and apples and carrots and peas, because there's more calories in these foods. You might be eating more, fattier red meat, and you might be eating more jasmine rice. But if you're cutting, you might be eating different types of vegetables and fruit. You might be eating more cucumbers or zucchini or broccoli, right? You might stay away from the green beans and go to the broccoli. So it's about having these habitual meals depending on, and that's how you can make it more intuitive as you get more advanced. So I guess the next thing too, if you're feeling stuck, is to plan out your day beforehand so you can spend less time in the kitchen. So if you're in a deficit, what you can do the night before, meal plans work in a way. I'm not going to suggest a meal plan because I think I like my athletes and clients to become critical thinkers. If you want to make a meal plan, that's fine, but I don't know your preferences. I'm not a registered dietitian, so I'm not going to force you to eat certain types of vegetables and fruit. I want you to get a variety of fruit and vegetables in. I want you to be switching things up and getting variety because that's going to be good for your biome and your gut health. For preferences, for flexibility, I want you to become a critical thinker. So you can make meal plans if you want, but what's nice is you just need to switch them up every now and then, right? You switch out the fruit and vegetables and all that. So you can cook in bulk still, but switch it out. So the night before, you can type in everything into your MyFitnessPal, or the morning of. Or maybe you're actually preparing because you have a job. So you're actually preparing all these meals out for the whole day or for a few days. And with that, it just makes it less time in the kitchen, right? No one likes to be sitting there trying to do math because you're winging it each day. You need to kind of prepare and plan out your day. So before you get in the kitchen, you know exactly how many grams of oats to weigh out, and how much whey protein to weigh out, and how much peanut butter grams you're weighing out. And you just know exactly how much to weigh out when you go in the kitchen, and then you can nail your macros every day. And you're spending less time in the kitchen, you're doing less math, you're doing it beforehand. And no matter what, if you're gonna be in a deficit, you're probably gonna be hungry. So sometimes don't try to make these crazy big salads with all these crazy ingredients and you're trying to volumize your food so much. Yes, you want some more fruits and vegetables in your diet if you're gonna be in a calorie deficit. You wanna be more satisfied. You want to be getting those protein feedings even throughout the day, but you're going to be hungry regardless. So you don't necessarily want to do like uber focus and then that's your main focus and you're already food focused on how I'm going to maximize my macros and I'm going to use if it fits your macros and I'm going to get my ice cream in later, when that's not going to, work for your goals in the long run. So you want to be kind of responsible with planning out your meals, fitting in a piece of chocolate if you want, but yeah, don't over focus on all these details. Let's make it simple. I mean, make these meals kind of simple in the beginning until we get adjusted, and then we can start adding in a lot of different more ingredients for your preferences. And this last tip that came up to my head when I was thinking about peanut butter was a big tip for people too, is when you weigh peanut butter or weigh something, you can literally put it on a food scale, you can press tare, and then you pull out the peanut butter and it comes out as negative. So that way you can lick your spoon after, because it's the exact amount of peanut butter coming off your spoon, instead of just like, oh, this is a tablespoon and that's a serving and I'm ready to go. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll leave that there.